All rise.
Please have a sip.
Hello, Mr. Witness. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony, once again, may I remind you that you are still on the oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
Okay.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, ma. Thank you.
Counsel.
Yes, thank you. We have few vouchers to show the witness. We have two vouchers, Mr. Kajali.
Okay.
It's in relation to payments made to Khan Mustafa Khan. You know Khan Mustafa Khan?
Yes.
Please, you may examine these vouchers. Do you recognize those vouchers as the KMC vouchers?
Yes.
Did you authorize those vouchers?
Yes.
Thank you. That they are already marked accordingly and admitted into evidence. We also have about 4 vouchers we want you to identify. Payments made to Scope Enterprise. You know Scope Enterprise?
School. Yes.
Please, you can go through those vouchers and tell us whether you authorize the payment of those vouchers, those monies. You can read out the voucher numbers and the dates for the ones that you have authorized.
Yeah, the first one.
Please speak to the microphone, please.
The first one,
Yes.
with voucher number PV 20-1909
Yes.
in relation to the construction of Yilfikunda
Yes.
market
Yes.
and staff office. In respect of this payment, Dr. Aliu, the finance director then, and
Yes.
the former CEO processed the documents. They were with finance. Unfortunately, the payment was not effected during their time. So when claims were made, all right, for these payments, it coincided with my time. So all the documentation were processed during Dr. and Sadimadu's time.
So
So
you
I
had
only effected the payment.
no um, obligation to verify before you effective.
Well,
I see. Yes, sir.
no,
You could not verify before you effect payment.
yes, when the request for payment came,
Yes.
all right, I immediately it to procurement for them to do the process. But then all the attachments, all right, initially were done by these two personnel.
No, were you under an obligation to verify before you approve payment? As
Yes, I was.
okay.
I,
That is what we are
yes.
interested in right now. So you can you confirm.
So I took it for granted that the process were carried out by my predecessor
Yes.
as well as the former director. So when this was submitted to the procurement, they do the necessities. Then I effected the payment.
But you can't take the things for granted, sir. You cannot take things for granted. Is that not the case? You have to do
What?
due diligence. You have to make sure that payments are properly authorized and duly authorized. Is that not the case? Is that not why you
Yeah.
are CEO?
I since the necessary documentations were carried out, all right, by the procurement, the relevant forms were filled. Well, I have no other doubts with regard to the processes. So
So
I took the for granted and
so let us just first have it admitted,
okay.
and then when it is time to discuss the issues surrounding the procurement process and the approvals, then we can discuss that.
Okay.
So for all the ones you authorize, just call out their voucher numbers.
Pardon?
For all the vouchers that you authorized, just call out the voucher numbers.
This one PV number 3855 in respect of construction of Gilville Kunda market,
Okay?
walkaways and making of levels
Yes.
or as per KMC LPO. So this also, like I said, or we are all processed. All right, all what was left was the payment. Because in respect of Gilville Kunda market, uh, the the constructions were done during the time of Senator Martin, and even the handing over. All right, so this payment came after. And so because we might be financial constraint at the time, they did not effect the payment because service is first rendered, then the payment. It's not payments, then service.
So you can always explain these things when we start to discuss the vouchers one after the other. Just remember to put forth your case or your explanation regarding those vouchers.
The third one, PV number 3882, in respect of roof covering and finishing for the construction of Talini Gilfit Kunda market.
Yes.
The next one is PV number 21-1189, in respect of construction of market vendors, tables, and shed at Gilfit Kunda. All these are yes, that's all.
We apply to tender the following vouchers. First is PV 201907, dated 10th of December 2020. We have PV 3855 KMC, PV 210000504. The date is 31st of November 11th of May, sorry, 11th of March 2021. We have PV 12-6633. So where you have two PV numbers, one written with a pen, which one would be the correct one?
In that case, I think the finance director will be in better position to.
No. You are the boss of the finance director. You are
to do that.
the head of the.
It might be duplication.
Officer.
So in that case, you allowed me to do the verification through the Directorate of Finance. Why that happened? You can only have one PV number.
Let me just show you what I'm trying to say. You have for this voucher, for instance, dated 16th of May, 16th of March 2021, you have PV 3882 and PV 12663. Yes. These two vouchers. You have seen what I am trying to highlight, sir?
This one only was the number 382.
You will see
And
that
this one is PB 3855.
but you have a pen as well.
The pen, yes. PV 210000504.
So is it correct that you have two PPV numbers for one
No,
voucher?
no.
Okay. Can you please explain to us why it is not the same? Why it's not different?
Since it's in ink writing,
Since
it's in ink writing.
yes,
I might at the level of the accounts,
yes.
they've realized that the previous PB.
No, do we have two different PV numbers?
No, I said no. The answer is simply no. That cannot be. There must be an error.
No, I am now trying to establish the fact
Yes.
that it exists.
Yes, I agree. So it's not, the door is not signed. Normally, when that's how it
Mr. Janneh,
yes,
let us listen to one another, because if you speak
over.
and he speaks,
Okay.
we will not hear one another. So you will have to allow him to finish asking you the question so that you can understand what he's saying, and then you can respond to those questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So, Johnny, I'm trying to bring out the facts first and the explanations later.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that the commissioners will see what I'm trying to say. That maybe the Mr. Kamara can take the vouchers round first. So you will confirm, Mr. Jane, that one voucher will have two PV numbers.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I want us to confirm. Now the explanation can now come. If you want to explain why you have this issue, then you can explain it.
Yes.
Understand?
All what I can say, at the time of approving the payments, all right, it might be possible that the second PV number was not there. All right. Now, when the payment was to be effected, the account might have realized that they have quoted the wrong PV number. So they instead put the correct PV number in ink.
But they didn't. Go ahead. Proceed.
Yes, but then it was not countersigned. So and once the payment is released, it's approved, it's released, it will not come back to me. If that had happened, I would have come across this. So in a nutshell, the account would be in a better position to say why the two PV, because they are the one responsible for processing and quoting the relevant PV number. But where I am, I cannot definitely. I accept that two PV numbers are on that payment voucher. Yes, and the payment vouchers do not carry two PV numbers. So how that comes about, I think you will give me time to sort it out with the account.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem, Mr. Jahe. You won.
Thank you.
Honorable Chairperson, upon highlighting that some vouchers have two PV numbers, we apply to tender the following vouchers. The first is dated the 11th of March 2021. It has two PV numbers. In fact, this one seems to have 3 PV numbers. The first is PV 3855. And then the same line you have KMC PV 210000504. And then there is PV 216, or there's a reference. You have a reference date to a letter PV 216605. And PV 3882. Date is 16th of March 2021. We have payment voucher number 211189. And there is also written with pen KMC PV 00104, 27th of May 2021 into evidence as an exhibit. These are all in relation to payments made to Scope Enterprise. Last one is PV 201907, dated 10th of December 2020, all into evidence as evidence.
Four payment vouchers made to Scope Enterprise are hereby admitted in evidence as follows. The payment voucher dated the 10th of December 2020 with PV number PV 201907, PV payment voucher dated the 27th of May 2021. This payment voucher has two PV numbers. The first, which is generated from the system, is PV21-1189. And the handwritten PV number is KMCPV2100104. Mr. Janneh,
Yes, ma'am.
this one has two written PVC numbers.
Yes,
Different from the one I have highlighted earlier. There is one generated in the system and one handwritten. But for this one, which is for Ajib Bank, has two PV numbers written, handwritten.
that I also noticed that too. So
All right. Okay, that is noted. We will take note of that. A payment voucher dated the 11th of March 2021 with the first PV number being KMC PV 21000504, and the second PV number is PV 21 that's 0605. The payment voucher dated the 16th of March 2021 with PV number PV 12-6633. and it has a system generated PV number, which is 3882. These 4 payment vouchers made to Scope Enterprise are hereby admitted in evidence together in a bundle as exhibit, and they are marked as LG/KJ/KMC/007.
As a commission pleases. That will be all for today for Mr. Janneh. We call him back tomorrow to examine him on these vouchers.
Mr. Janet, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Council.
no, to inform the commission that the next witness is coming.
Okay. Council, can you please come forward? This is quarter past 3. Still 4 o'clock. So let's take 2 witnesses when we do it in the morning. Oh, what do you? Because when the building figure, there's station. The idea for the do. What it is? Or so it's a meeting or the building. No, I want to put it tonight. I said, so because living is in for audience. I don't know. Because the law is very strict. That's right. So let's be able to figure out. Let's let the complaint and the other 2 first thing in the morning. Let's take those ones first thing in the morning. Prepare the most. Then, we order in the morning.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Madam Witness. You may kindly take your seat. Now, witness, for continuation of your testimony before this commission of inquiry into local government councils and related matters, may I remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to for us to proceed.
If you commit it, to send my police. That will be a person to our is here. This one, maybe last one, will be that was going to have a kilometer. Then you don't need, eh? No, that will work. I think it's better that we Madam Madam Jaiteh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, honorable commissioners, honorable chairperson. We called back this witness, Sarata Jaiteh. She testified sometime last week in her capacity as a procurement officer in relation to some transactions that she witnessed in her capacity working for KMC. We have received a complaint. She gave a statement to the investigators on the 7th of November 2024 regarding the fact that she was attacked in her office by the then acting CEO, Jaya Cham, when she testified for the commission with respect to procurement issues that she was asked before this commission, and she provided answers in that line. And therefore, having said that, we have her statement, and so we think it's a very serious matter that the commissioner should be aware. So we decided to call Madam Sarata Jaiteh to hear from her regarding this complaint.
You can proceed.
Thank you. Madam Jaiteh, you're welcome again.
Thank you.
You gave a statement on the 7th of November 2024
Yes.
regarding issues concerning the then CEO, Jayacha.
Yes.
Can you please explain to the commissioners what happened?
So it was the day after I appeared here in the morning when I was just entering the office at the corridor. I met with Mr. Jajacham. He told me, I had you and your former boss testified before the commission yesterday, and I told him yes. He said, what did you say? I told him, you have been appearing before the commission, and I've never asked you what you said. So if you want to know what I've said, you can go and watch, but I will not tell you what I've said. And he said, okay. So I went to my office. I was there until around 12 in the afternoon. When he pushed the door, he came in and started insulting me. He told me that I'm a wicked person, I'm a liar, and that he will destroy me for going to the commission and mentioning his name.
Is that all?
Yes, but before that, the day that this happened, it was the third time. Before that, he attacked me when I went to see the investigators. After seeing the investigators, I think he was called. So when he went there, he came to the office and told me that I and Sirif were called before you. And we told the investigators that we know nothing about this said payment involving Kanjura's trip to Senegal. And when you were called, you told them that we know everything. You explained to them how everything happened. I told him yes. So that was his first attack. And the second one was the following day of my appearance in the morning. And the third one was around 12 p.m. in the afternoon.
Thank you. We will give you your statement of the 7th of November 2024. Please go through it.
Yes, this was the one.
And we apply to tender the statement of the witness, Sarata Jaiteh, dated 7th of November 2024, into evidence as an evidence.
The statement made on the 7th of November 2024 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/SDS/KMC/003.
As the commission places,
Yes.
was the your boss present, Abdoulie Jannneh?
Yes, he was present. He was the one that pushed him out of our office, and then he made a call to the CEO informing him of Jaja's action, but then the CEO said he was in a meeting.
Who is the CEO?
Paset Sise.
Who else do you know was present?
My colleague Jara Bajo.
Jara Bago.
Yes.
Chairperson, unless there are questions to the witness, we will intend to call tomorrow or at any given time.
So no, you may proceed to call the two if you have witness.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Jaiteh.
Yes.
Yes, you may wait outside. We will hear the other two.
Okay.
Okay.
Afternoon, Mr. Witness. Kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. I want to remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Yes. Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Afternoon, Mr. Janeh.
Good afternoon, ma.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, ma.
Council, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Mr. Janeh, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, Council.
You gave a statement on the 8th of November 2024.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the issue of one of your staff.
Yes, sir.
SARATA JAITEH.
Yes, sir.
Involving complaints against Jaya Cham, the then acting CEO. Do you recall this?
Yes, I recall this, sir.
We'll give you your statement. Please go through it.
Yes, sir. This is the statement, sir.
Thank you. Now, SARATA JAITEH testified here.
Yes.
Before you today. She explained that when she testified sometime last week in relation to what she knows about the procurement activities in KMC and also the certain payments made to Kanjura Kanya.
Yes.
She was attacked by the then acting CEO, Jaya Cham. And at some point of the altercation, you were present. What do you know about this?
Yes, I'm the one who tells Sarata to make breakfast for me. Otherwise, I don't between 10:30, 11. And I take the key of the restroom to go and wash my hand. I went to the restroom. When I was coming back, I opened the door. I found Sarata standing. He's talking. But me, I don't talk to Sarata. I talk to Jaja. I tell him, Jaja, what's happened? He tell me, Sarata, come here and lie to him to the commission. I told him, Sir Jaja, you are too senior to come to this office and attacking a junior staff. Even me, you are my senior. But he don't even answer me. He walk out and go. I take my phone and call the CEO, Passet, and tell him, because Passet is our boss. Passet is in a meeting, he will talk to him. It's where I stop until we go to the police at Canifing to get a statement. And that day also I called Passet to come. Passet come. When I take my statement there, I left him with Passet and go with Sarata and Jar.
Very well. Is that all you know?
Yes.
And how did you see Sarata JAITEH in that state?
What?
What did you notice when the then CEO Jaya Cham left the office?
Sarata was very angry and she was even crying. I told him, stop this cry.
Well, thank you very much. Are there questions for this witness?
No question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Janeh, for your evidence regarding this issue.
Thank you very much.
That is the last witness we have for today regarding this issue. We have a statement from Jara Bajo.
Is the person here?
But she's not present. And I see this time, but Honorable Commissioners and Chairperson, if you permit me a minute to address the court on this issue. I believe interfering with witnesses is a very serious issue. And the Commission knows more than I do that the Commission had been very much indulgent and exercising restraint in trying to punish people who have acted unruly before this Commission. And that I must commend the commissioners. But going to the level of interfering with the witnesses, to us, the lawyers, is really unbecoming of any civil servant or any person that appears before this Commission and cannot be tolerated. And I urge the commission should take an action and issue an order for Mr. Jaya Cham to be arrested and detained in Mile 2 Central Prison or any nearest police station, and to come and show cause at a date given or appointed by the commissioners as to why he should not further be committed for and set for committed for these actions, and also the matter to be not referred to the police for further prosecution. If you look at the criminal code, section 106, in relation to offenses relating to judicial officers, it has talked about offenses in relation to attempting to interfere with witnesses that testify in judicial proceedings. It says a person who, paragraph F, attempts wrongfully to interfere with or influence a witness in any judicial proceeding, either before or after he or she has given evidence in connection with such evidence, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to an imprisonment for a term of 3 months. Now, the interpretation for judicial proceedings, Honorable Chairperson, can be found in the interpretation section of the Criminal Code, page 21. It says, judicial proceedings includes any proceeding had or taken in or before the court, tribunal, commission of inquiry, or person in which evidence may be taken on oath or before a district tribunal, whether such tribunal takes evidence on oath or not. So this particular proceeding is a judicial proceeding, and this, in addition to many laws and regulations, the witness, if found wanted by this commission, when he testifies subsequently, the commission may make interim orders or make subsequent orders in relation to prosecution or otherwise. And that being the case, we will apply that the witness be arrested and detained in the Maidu Central Prison and to come and show cause at the appointed time. Thank you very much.
That upon application by counsel and having listened and having heard the witnesses, I hereby order for the immediate arrest and committal at Mile 2 Central Prison, Mr. Jaja Cham, and you, Jaja Cham, will appear before this commission on the 14th of November 2024 at 10:30 to show cause why you should not be prosecuted. I make no further orders.
As the commission places, we are very grateful for the granting of our application, Honorable Chairperson.
We may rise. And kindly bring me the committal to sign.